All right, back to college. Friday night, we've got the Houston Cougars and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Tulsa 3.5-point home favorites here, 57 the total in this one. Tulsa, of course, in a kind of a tricky spot for them. Remember, they played Ohio State a couple weeks ago, and then they returned home to play Arkansas State. I don't think it was their best game by any stretch of the imagination, but they found a way to get past Arkansas State. Arkansas State's got an offense, but they have no defense whatsoever, and Tulsa was able to take advantage of that last week against Arkansas State. One of my bets was the over in that game. One of my actually stronger bets of the Saturday college card was the over in that Arkansas State-Tulsa game. And it flew over the total with room to spare. Davis Brin was very good, 355 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And they ran the football. They just ran it right down Arkansas State's throat. 349 carries, 308 yards rushing the football for Tulsa. How bad is that Red Wolves defense? My goodness. I mean, they've just been getting ripped every single week, and Tulsa was the beneficiary of that here. I don't know what to make yet of Houston. I mean, it's a team that's, believe it or not, Dana Holgorsen, his team offensively is kind of rough right now. It hasn't been great. They were not, it was an ugly win for them against Navy, 28-20 over the weekend. Clayton Tune is, look, he is what he is. He's a decent quarterback. I don't even think he's good. He's decent. We kept thinking when he took over the starting job, he'd be very good. He's been decent at best, and his numbers bear that out. The completion rate is there, 71%, but 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's not great. He's made some mistakes with it. I do like the way Houston's defense has played the last few weeks. We do have to give them some credit. I think they've actually been stronger on the defensive side of the football this year than they have offensively. Tulsa on the other side, they're a team that I think defensively was very good last year. This year, they've had a few more issues, though, defensively. I mean, Ohio State, Arkansas both had a lot of success moving the ball against them here in this one. We've seen the money come in on Tulsa here in this game. Houston laying points, not interested. Houston taking points, somewhat interested. Not a game I've bet yet, but I guess early in the week, if I'm looking one way or another, I might look at Houston. I mean, Houston is playing pretty solid defensively, especially the last couple of weeks. The question is going to be, can they maintain that? Because you look at what they did against Rice, they shut them down 7 points. And then against Navy, against a triple option that's not always easy to face, they did a decent job holding that group in check. Question is, can that offense move the ball on the road against this Tulsa team? That's going to be the ultimate question. But right now, early in the week, leaning a little bit to Houston. I don't know if I'll be betting the game, but we'll lean Houston early in the week. What do you think here, Conor, Mac, Houston and Tulsa?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Houston really either. They did handle Rice pretty good. I mean, they won 28-20 against not a very good Navy team. As we see, Texas Tech isn't very good either. They lost to them. Well, at least they're not for real. I don't know. Initially when I look at this, I think over, but I don't. Everything that's trending is saying the under. Tulsa in these matchups before, Tulsa at home, that this might be too many points, and Houston's offense isn't that good, like you talked about. Tulsa kind of got, but after their last few games, you think over. But they played Ohio State and Arkansas State. One thing they can move the ball and score. So I got to look at this one a lot deeper, I think, before I make a play. I wouldn't lay the 3.5. I like Tulsa, but you start laying points with them, I would look the other way. I probably look with Houston here. And the total, like I said, I got to dig into this total and really look at it, because when I take this, I want to go over, but everything's saying under. So I might be an under here with this one.
Yeah, keep in mind, Tulsa 0-2 against the spread as favorites, 2-0 against the spread as dogs. That's the way it's been for them this year. They covered at Ohio State and at Oklahoma State. And look, they faced 2 pretty good football teams and competed well in those 2 games. But then in the spots where they're expected to do well, UC Davis, they lose that game outright. Let's not forget that happened to Tulsa.
Crazy.
Game of the year. And then last week, life and death, to get past Arkansas State, and they were laying, 14 in that game. So, and again, the defensive side of the football for Tulsa, I don't think it's quite as good as what it was last year. And Houston has shown me pretty good defense so far, especially the last couple of games. So defensive underdog, getting more than a field goal here, it's definitely leaning in that direction right now for me in that game.